Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Simon, back with the second of the two episodes released today. I think this is episode 11 of The Bad Batch. First episode that we saw was quite bleak, quite depressing, focused entirely around child kidnapping and child abuse. Very kind of just sad and, depressing soundtrack. But there was some important little, snippets of information in there. I think one of the most important was the kind of passing comment about Sid having been, caught up with by the Empire. That's led them on to Fee, and I think that's going to lead them to Pabu, which might be what happens in this episode. I expect this one to be focused around the Bad Batch. The last one was focused entirely around Tantis and Emery. So it makes sense that if this is a two-parter, they didn't want it just to be like one episode focused completely on not the Bad Batch. So they needed something with the Bad Batch to kind of level it out. That's how it's always been in the past anyway. If they've had an episode that's almost completely revolved away from the main characters, they've added an episode in afterwards. And again, it was kind of like showing us the worst elements of the Empire. I just like, I'm still sat there like, wow, we really just saw kids being held hostage and blood taken and all that. It wasn't a great, especially first thing in the morning. I watch these episodes at like 8 in the morning, so I'm still, emotionally fresh before, I get tired through the day and you kind of shut down. So you feel things a bit more first thing in the morning. But yeah, it was kind of a dark episode. But again, some really important points in there. We learned about some of the internal politics. Again, talking about resources for, presumably this CX project that Hemlock's been running being noticed and it being quite costly. So Hemlock's under a bit of pressure there, which always forces people to make mistakes. Again, it's the same thing with the Empire. It's constant pressure. It's constant need to prove yourself, constant need to win in the face of, mounting challenges. So we've got that aspect of it. And again, I think Pabu is probably going to be our main area of focus at this point. It would be a bit odd if Cad Bane's appearance in the last episode was the only appearance he had in this season, because again, they put him in the trailer. It kind of feels like, him, Asajj Ventress, and to a lesser extent Fennec. Fennec had most of an episode and doing things to actually be involved, but, we had like 2 scenes with Cad Bane in the last episode, and we know that Asajj Ventress, while she did have a fair bit of screen time in that one episode, if it is just going to be that one episode, it's going to feel a bit strange that they brought her back just for that, for this show. So we're going to jump into this second episode and see what happens. So, here we go. That almost looks like the asteroid base that we see in Revenge of the Sith, where the first elements of the rebellion are being born. Oh no. If Fee's here, then we know that the clone commander is probably not far behind. And of course, if it is Tech,
the next time I give you an order to scour through the
him going to Fee would make sense.
Through the green goo.
Oh no, she's got anti-theft devices, but nothing to apparently warn her of it. Kind of proves how pointless alarms are, especially in like real life now. It's like 40, 50 years ago, if someone's house alarm went off, you'd have the whole street out. But now it's people just shouting, "Turn that damn alarm off."
That will be 1,600 credits.
Surprised she lived through that, if I'm being honest. Oh, it's such a cool looking ship. I want it.
Good to see you.
Yeah, ship. And there's the boys. It's almost like they've brought all of our favourite characters together in one place Just so the Empire can come in and kill them all. Oh, Tech's goggles.
Are you sure you want to leave these behind?
Pabu was the first.
And then
that felt like
the assassin's going to be there. It's got to be Tech.
this way.
Like, he's going to pick them up.
Sebastian's still here.
And he's going to start having the flashbacks.
Well, I'll make sure these stay safe until you come back.
Oh yeah? Well, maybe I should leave you behind.
You can't do that. Can't leave a gong behind. Again, no one pays attention to their alarms. What's the point? Also, it's kind of like, shouldn't you be doing that beforehand? Shouldn't you be cloaking your signal before anyone even gets a chance to pick it up? He's gotten lucky twice now that no one's been paying attention to the alarms.
Ground them and wait for the division. She must be recovered unharmed. No mistakes this time. Get in your way.
There'll be nobody to stop us this time. Oh no, is he going to blow it up? Oh no! No! Well, that feels like the first member of the Bad Batch to have been killed. And I don't mean Wrecker. Oh, is that the sound of Imperial ships coming in from hyperspace? Oh, what a shot. What a shot that is.
Everyone, cut to cover!
Again, these shots from the trailer. We knew Pabu would fall.
Destroy any ships or sea skiffs in sight. Yes, sir.
Isn't that a bit dangerous? Like, what if Omega's on one of those ships or sea skiffs?
Our livelihood.
I have simply cut off her means of escape, but I can do worse. I know the girl is
Veiled
here.
threats.
Until she's turned over to me, your island will burn.
God damn. Not even your island is under my control, it's your island will burn. Surprise. Oh jeez. You think they would have set their guns to stun? Jesus.
My vessel's been compromised. I can't shake him!
He's gonna shoot him down. You can't get into the cockpit, I don't think, anyway. Oh my god. You shouldn't have said anything.
I can't let the people here suffer more because of me.
Hero complex.
Tentus.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've been trying to find those coordinates and nothing's worked.
They're gonna let her track him.
On me and turn myself over. You can track me to Tentus. This is our chance. Our chance.
Even
to
the
find
Empire
those
wouldn't be so
coordinates.
incompetent as to not check her for a tracker.
Search you and find it.
Yeah.
It won't work.
Well, then shoot a secondary tracker onto the ship that they take me away on.
Oh, so much
Too many
easier
unknown
said than done.
variables.
Yeah.
It's not a viable plan.
It's
Also,
all
Crosshair being dad at the moment, you know.
and it's my choice.
He's worried.
Focus on the bigger mission, Crosshair. I'm just a small part of it.
Plus, I imagine he doesn't want to go back to Tantus, really.
Then you never should have come here in the first place.
Huh.
Scan her for tracking devices.
Well done. Finally, some competence.
Give it to me.
I'm guessing if they find the... They want them to find the first tracker, because then they won't find the second tracker.
Fine.
Continue to scan her. I bet you she's got a backup. Now, if he's going to shoot a tracker onto it, how is he going to do that without those troopers not noticing? Oh! Come on. It's going to be a desperate last gasp shot. No, he missed. Well, you're fucked now. Yeah, you can tell we're in the business end of the show now. It's really getting intense and bleak, you know. Pabu attacked as we expected. I half expected the clone assassin to find the goggles and the toy, and that was going to like spark the memories of the potential person under the helmet, but it wasn't necessarily to be. It felt like that was the way they were going to go. But yeah, we knew that they were going to end up on Pabu. I kind of assumed it was going to be an aftermath of the group escaping, but it was. I mean, they're kind of trapped there as well now. They've lost their ship. They've lost Omega. Couldn't track her, and you know, I think that Crosshair. If it had been his aim not being true because of his, you know, tremor, that would have been an interesting concept. I think here it's just because he was a second too late because of the distraction, and that's why he missed the shot. But you know, if it had also included his tremor, that would have been a very interesting idea. You know, to show that, you know, he was the one that messed up. In this circumstance, it's more about, you know, the fact that the stormtroopers found him. That's why they weren't able to get the tracker on. But I'm hoping that Omega was smart enough to take a second tracker, because that's what I'd do. I'd have the main tracker on me, because I know they're going to scan, hand them it over when they find it, but then hope that they don't try and continue to scan. You know, keep one in your sock. And they didn't. They found the first one, took it, didn't continue scanning. And I feel like, you know, that's kind of like the way the Empire works, is just general incompetence. And it's the same for the clone assassin. They got very lucky here, because not only with the alarm on Fee's ship not being noticed, the same for when the ship got tracked coming into Pabu. No one seemed to notice or care. So there's two elements there of luck that you think that, you know, a skilled assassin clone would probably account for. Certainly, you know, cloaking your ship on arrival would probably be the most prudent thing to do. But, you know, they got Omega in the end, and it will eventually lead them to Tantis. That's where everything is heading towards this finale, is, you know, getting to Tantis, rescuing those kids, destroying the facility, bringing an end to that cloning program, which is probably why then Palpatine takes Project Necromancer to Exegol exclusively. Because I know that there's cloning obviously mentioned with Moff Gideon, but that feels like it's more of his own personal project than anything to do with Palpatine. You know, so that would give, you know, credence to things being delayed, you know, and why the Palpatine clone in Rise of Skywalker isn't a fully developed one. So yeah, it just, again, it feels very bleak. This is kind of like, it's the Act 2 of the 3-part play, because Act 2 is always, you know, the worst. It's always the darkest. It's kind of like the stakes are the highest, and that's what's happened here. So, you know, I'm devastated, you know, that we've lost the Bad Batch's ship. I don't know why the name escapes me now. What's the name of it's like the Phantom? I know it's some kind of... The Marauder. That's it, the Marauder. I knew it was named after a game that I've played recently. Yeah, the Marauder got destroyed. You know, which... It feels a bit like when Mando's ship got destroyed in Season 2. Because, you know, that it was such a cool ship. And it feels like a character. You know, more than any other. But, oh well. We'll see what happens. We've only got 7 episodes left, I think. So, We'll be back next week. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you for the next episode.